50 Cent has just dropped the first installment of his so-called exclusive documentary about T.I., and the footage already has people stunned. The material is so controversial that some fans believe it could seriously damage Tip's reputation if more of it comes out. T.I.'s reaction has reportedly been intense. Word is the rapper has been extremely upset, even pleading with 50 to pull the video down before the situation spirals further out of control. In this video, we're breaking down T.I.'s response, the details that surfaced in the leaked documentary, and why this whole situation has the hip-hop world buzzing louder than it has in years. Because to really understand how things reached this boiling point, we have to rewind to where the tension between them really began. And that story traces back to the Verzuz era. During the pandemic, when Verzuz battles became the biggest online music events and fans were glued to their screens watching legends trade hits, T.I. decided he wanted to step into the ring with 50 Cent. The roots of their rivalry really took shape during the COVID-19 lockdowns when Tip repeatedly called out 50 for a Verzuz showdown. But the G-Unit boss barely entertained the idea and mostly brushed off the invitations. On 50 Cent's 45th birthday, T.I. hopped on Instagram to wish him well, but he also used the moment to throw down a challenge. He told him to pull up with 20 records and sit across the table for a battle. And Tip didn't stop there. He even slid in a reminder about the time Kanye West outsold 50 Cent during their famous 2007 chart showdown between Graduation and Curtis. That was the opening shot. Surprisingly though, 50 didn't bite. By 2021, 50 Cent openly dismissed the Verzuz idea altogether. During an interview with The Morning Hustle, he suggested the platform made sense during the pandemic, but once people were able to go back outside again, he didn't see the point anymore. For a while, it seemed like the conversation was finished. Years passed. No announcement, no battle. The tension between the two never fully disappeared, but it stayed mostly quiet. Then suddenly in February 2026, T.I. started stirring things up again. The Atlanta rapper doubled down on his challenge while appearing during a live nightcap episode in San Francisco on Friday, February 6th. The podcast, hosted by Shannon Sharpe and Chad Okosinko Johnson, ended up adding fuel to the fire. During the conversation, Tip explained his side of how the whole Verzuz situation played out. According to him, his original opponent choice was Gucci Mane, but once that matchup ended up happening with Jeezy instead, he turned his focus toward 50 Cent. Tip said that when he spoke with Swizz Beatz about potential Verzuz opponents, 50 was always the one he wanted. He told the host straight up that he had called 50 out before, but claimed the Queen's rapper wasn't interested in stepping into the smoke. The moment that clip hit the internet, it spread everywhere. Within hours, it was all over social media, and it didn't take long for 50 Cent to catch wind of it. Then things escalated even more during T.I.'s appearance on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. During that interview, Tip hinted that there may have already been a quiet agreement between the two camps about a Verzuz battle, and that he was the one who was supposed to reveal the news publicly. According to T.I., while both of them were moving around Hollywood working on television and film deals, 50 seemed interested in the idea behind closed doors. But once the topic popped up online, his attitude reportedly changed. T.I. claimed that when he finally mentioned the battle publicly, 50 suddenly acted like he had no idea what he was talking about. And according to Tip, that's when everything started to unravel. Now, this is where 50 Cent stepped in with his typical style response. Instead of arguing about the Verzuz situation or directly calling T.I. a liar, he shifted the conversation somewhere completely different. 50 posted an old Crime Stoppers Atlanta commercial featuring T.I. on Instagram, implying that the Atlanta rapper cooperated with authorities. The caption took a jab at the city as well, saying Atlanta picks and chooses who it supports and telling people to keep his name out of their mouths. That move completely changed the tone of the feud. Rather than discussing music or a potential Verzuz battle, 50 went straight at T.I.'s credibility. He even followed it up by posting a clip from 2008 showing T.I. testifying in court, 2 years after his friend and assistant Philant Johnson was tragically killed following a performance in Cincinnati. That post clearly struck a nerve. T.I. fired back online, and it was obvious the situation had moved way beyond a Verzuz disagreement. In his response, Tip accused 50 of playing with his name and claimed that only one of them had actually been labeled a rat in real life. You know, I've got your paperwork, right? And my transcript is already out there online. All those excuses don't mean nothing. Either get your hoe ass in the box or SDFU and stay scared. You soft, son. You lost my respect. That response shifted the entire situation. At that point, it wasn't about who had the stronger catalog anymore. The beef had turned personal, and things were about to escalate even further because 50 Cent was ready to pull T.I.'s family into the crossfire. Once the accusations about snitching started flying from both camps, the feud quickly moved beyond music. What started as a Verzuz debate was now becoming a full-blown personal war. And 5-0 was the one who made the first move that brought family into the situation. The heated social media back and forth between him and T.I. soon sparked another conflict, this time between 50 Cent and Tip's son, King Harris. The tension escalated after 50 shared a controversial image of T.I.'s wife, Tiny Harris. That post didn't sit well with King, who immediately began trolling 50 online and even referenced the mogul's late mother, Sabrina Jackson. 50 had posted an unflattering photo of Tiny performing on Instagram, adding a caption warning T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth. Not long after, he doubled down with another post, this time a meme featuring Tiny and her son King. That post ended up lighting the fuse. King Harris, now 21, has been in the public eye since childhood thanks to his parents' reality show. So when he saw 50 Cent targeting his mother online, he didn't hold back. King jumped onto Instagram with several posts defending Tiny while also bringing up 50's past controversies, including his old feuds, the aftermath of his 2000 shooting, and previous accusations of domestic violence. But then King pushed things even further, crossing a line that even his own father would later admit was too far. King went live with a profanity-filled rant aimed directly at 50 Cent's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, who passed away when the rapper was just 8 years old. He later appeared wearing a t-shirt with Sabrina Jackson's face printed on it, something that instantly shocked people online. Even T.I. eventually acknowledged that this was the moment the situation went too far. King Harris recorded and posted content wearing that shirt with the image of 50's deceased mother for everyone on social media to see. The shirt was also featured in a video tied to one of his diss tracks, making it clear the message was intentional. While all of this chaos was unfolding online, the Harris family was also making moves behind the scenes in the studio. The public feud completely dominated timelines in February when T.I. and his sons, Demani and King, started dropping a wave of diss tracks.
King didn't just drop the documents, he added his own caption that quickly went viral. He wrote, "I got 21 questions, but just answered this one. So who was Lodi? Y'all know?" Then he followed it up with another jab, saying, "This, the same dude calling my pops a rat with no black and white. Well, here's yours, sir." That post spread like wildfire. It quickly made its way across every major social platform and flipped the entire narrative of the beef upside down. 50 Cent had been accusing T of cooperating with authorities, but now King Harris was presenting paperwork that he claimed showed 50 doing the exact same thing. Whether those documents were verified or not, the fact that they were circulating publicly was enough to create serious controversy. At that point, what started as a simple back and forth had grown into something much bigger, something none of them seemed able to control anymore. By now, the feud had gone far beyond a Verzuz disagreement. It had turned into a full-blown family war dominating timelines everywhere. T.I. had already dropped 4 diss tracks. King and Demani each released their own records. King was posting alleged FBI paperwork and even appearing in videos wearing a shirt with 50 Cent's late mother on it. The entire situation had spiraled, and that's when T.I. finally decided to speak publicly about everything. For the first time since the feud exploded, T addressed the situation during an appearance on the Ebro and Laura Rosenberg show. After 50 Cent had taken shots at his wife, Tiny, and his son, King, Tip sat down with the hosts and shared his side of the story. At one point, the host asked him directly whether he actually liked seeing his sons getting involved in the conflict. His answer left no room for confusion. "No, I don't enjoy it," T said when he was asked whether he liked seeing his sons respond the way they did. "I spent so much time trying to get this little asterisk off the ledge. Now he's got a reason to undo everything I've been trying to teach him." The statement says a lot about where T.I.'s head was at. He had spent years trying to guide King Harris, trying to keep him focused and out of situations that could damage his future. But this feud suddenly gave King a reason to throw all those lessons to the side. T clearly saw that happening. Diss tracks eventually fade away. Social media posts get deleted, but documentaries remain on streaming platforms for years. They continue getting recommended by algorithms and discovered by new viewers long after the original controversy fades. That kind of exposure can introduce millions of people to allegations they might never have heard about otherwise. If this project moves forward, the feud won't just live on social media anymore. It could become a long-term narrative playing out across streaming platforms, which would completely change the conversation. On the other hand, there's always the possibility that 50 Cent is bluffing. He's built a reputation for trolling and stirring the pot online, sometimes without following through. If that's the case, T may simply ride out the storm, release his album, and close out his career the way he originally planned. In that scenario, he could even turn the situation into a narrative about standing firm against threats and coming out untouched. But no matter how it ends, one thing is certain. This entire feud began with a Verzuz battle that never happened. Since then, it has escalated into something much deeper, something that could follow the Harris family for years. King Harris stepped into the fight to defend his parents. T stepped in to defend his wife. And throughout all of it, 50 Cent has largely stayed back, letting the punches fly, while hinting that he's building something potentially far more powerful than a diss track.